Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Round Table Talk. I am your host, C Money. First off, I want to say happy holidays to everybody. I know Christmas just passed, and I know New Year's is coming up. Excuse me, I've been under the weather, but I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. As you can see, I'm in another setting. I'm back in beautiful Orlando, Kissimmee, Florida. I am back here at Star Island Resort. I was supposed to do this episode sitting out on the balcony of where I'm at, but apparently it is like 50 something degrees out here, and I didn't want to, chance it. I may go out there for a little second so y'all can, see or whatever. But just wanted to say this is. I came up here via there's a couple of things. I came up here, and this is kind of a birthday after birthday gift because my birthday was last month and stuff, uh, and everything. And the trip came out okay. It started off on the rough foot. I'm gonna get into a couple of details. Basically, I'm gonna recap on 2023 and also give you, saying what my trip is about and everything. Basically, my trip started out okay. The driver was I took the bus up here. The driver didn't. To me, it didn't act like the driver knew where he was going, but um, at one point, and we ran into some twists and turns, but because it's not the original bus company I took, the bus company I took had later bus services, and I didn't want to get here late because I had itineraries and plans. Excuse me, at the time. And when I got into Orlando, it was a mess. Let me tell you what happened. This is what you do when you get on when you plan a trip. You make sure you have everything planned out before you hit the road. Even if you have an itinerary or want an itinerary, have your itinerary ready before you even hit the road. Regardless if you're taking a plane, you're driving, you're using bus, any sorts of traveling transportation, because when I got to Orlando, I used a ride share. They have they have three different ride shares. They have Uber, Lyft, and another one called Mears. And Mears is something that I guess is in certain areas because Mears is not in South Florida, and I've seen it here in Orlando, and I don't know any other cities or states that have it. And Mears is just like Uber and Lyft. You have to download the app and all that. So I requested, and I'm gonna say this. And this is not to be racist, or this is not to be judgmental, and this is not to be saying that I put people down. I put certain people I would not like to ride with, and I'm gonna leave it like that because I don't want to offend any race. I don't want to offend anything because there is no. There are certain types of people I would ride with. There are certain types of people I wouldn't ride with. The driver that came, no, because I requested about three or four ride shares. The first, no, I requested about four. The first two, the wait times was long, so I canceled because I don't too much care for the wait times. If you're more than 10 minutes away, then I don't like the wait time. You know, the third driver was under 10 minutes, and the driver came to me. Now, excuse me, as you know, most bus services that come into the Orlando area do not have service in Kissimmee. Greyhound does have a Kissimmee bus stop, but I choose to go with the Orlando stop. Even though I didn't do Greyhound because Greyhound is like my secondary bus. I choose the third party because the bus company I normally goes with, they had later bus service, and by me getting here later, it would have been like everything I wanted to do got pushed back. When it got pushed back, in a way, it did get pushed back because of what happened after I got to Star Island. But The driver came and the driver was like, "Where are you going?" I say, "I'm going to Kissimmee," and he was like, "Oh, you're going to Orlando?" The driver said no. So the driver said, "I'm not going that way," and then ended up pulling off. Now here's the problem with that I had. You did not cancel the ride. I had to cancel on my end and had to pay a $6.25 cancellation fee. But I ended up disputing that through I went through customer service on the app and said that, and and I didn't like the proper channels that I went through to get to that point, because you had to go click here, click here, click here, click there, click there to get to the driver refused my destination. There should automatically be there was a problem with my driver, and right there it should be, you know, the driver was late, the driver was this, and the driver refused the ride. Not refused the destination, but refused the ride in general. Now the ride costed over $30. Now I know most Uber drivers will not take a ride if they feel the ride is only going to be a couple of dollars. Even though you don't know the cost of the ride until you don't know how much you're getting from the ride until you drop the person off. But the driver felt like he didn't want to go, and the next Uber driver, well, of course it's Uber. I done gave it. The next driver, um, we had good conversations. You know, we talked and we talked about a lot of things, and I came to realization. I know why a lot of drivers don't like to go far out of their way because of the traffic and everything. Because it took me 30, 40 plus minutes to get to my destination. And I told the driver, I said, look, and I'm telling y'all this, when you're in Orlando, you got to realize everything is spaced out. Disney World is not near Universal Studios. Universal Studios is not near Disney World. All these major theme parks are not 5 minutes away. And you got to you got to realize another thing. Not everybody is going to be staying at the Disney World resorts and the Universal Orlando resorts and all this. They're going to be staying where I'm at. I'm in the Disney area, because I'm at mile marker 11. Star Island's at mile marker 11. And when you come going down, this is a street that keeps going down where you run into Disney World, because you're going to eventually go into Disney World. And I told the driver this. I say, people don't realize if you're an Uber driver, you're going to have to drive far out of your way in Orlando, because there are the main parts of Orlando, there's the outskirts of Orlando. And then you have these other parts of Orlando like Kissimmee. Kissimmee is not a part of Orlando because it's not even in Orange County. Orange County is Orlando. Kissimmee is in Osceola or Osceola County, however you say it. So just like everybody thought, at one point when I was young, I used to thought Disney World was in Orlando. And then I started growing up, I thought Disney World was in Kissimmee, St. Cloud. This was where I'm at. And then eventually I found out Disney World is in Lake Buena Vista, because everybody associates Disney World with Orlando. But it's not in Orlando. You still got another 20, 30, 40 plus minutes from Orlando to get to Disney World. And that's depending on how you get to it, because there's plenty of millions of ways of getting to Disney World, from different expressways and different areas, and I look at it as if, why do ride share programs? And that's not the first time, because I don't know if I ever told you that I ordered from a chain restaurant, and the driver refused my canceled my order. And I'm like, I didn't directly order from the delivery service, because most restaurants, they do their deliveries through DoorDash. And I directly ordered from the restaurant. And then the restaurant said my food was waiting, but the driver canceled your food. So I'm thinking, shouldn't they automatically send me another driver? And then I went to social media to complain about it and to, get my thoughts about it. And then somebody who drove for Uber, not Uber, for DoorDash told me, If the driver feels that the order amount is too low, they have the right to cancel. But I'm like, even if they cancel or they can't make it, you should be able to request another driver to get my order. So instead of me getting my order delivered, I just call customer service and say I want to cancel the order and give me my refund back. I'm not gonna get out of my bed to go pick up an order that I had set for delivery, but I gotta go pick it up now. No. So a lot of these things, you know, I want to know: have y'all ever had a bad experience with a ride share program or a delivery service where whether it's Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, any of these rideshare programs, any of these delivery programs, have y'all had any issues with them? Because I've had several issues, and today takes the cake when the driver literally got there and refused. And then here's the kicker part about it. After he refused and pulled off, he turned around, came back, and sat in the parking lot of the bus station like he was gonna get another ride. Because I know with Mears and I know with a lot of taxi drivers, they sit at bus stations to get customers. And I look at that and I'm like, you literally sat there for a minute, refused my offer, thinking you was gonna get the $6,025, but little do you know I got that credited to my account, regardless if you got it back or not, because I felt like regardless, you don't know how much you didn't want to drive all the way out because of the fact that it's not in Orlando. But you have to realize something. In Orlando, don't nobody take a 5-minute ride in Orlando. It's not like you're going from Universal Studios to SeaWorld, which is like maybe 10 minutes away or so, or Universal Studios to Fun Spot Orlando. You know, you gotta realize everything is spaced out in Orlando. You know, if you're going from Universal to Disney World, let's say you're staying at the Universal Resorts and you want to go to Disney World. You know how far Disney World is from Universal Studios? It's the same thing with Star Island Resort and Indy and Universal Studios. They're not 5 minutes, 10 minutes away. They're like 15, 20, 30 minutes away, depending on how you're driving and the traffic. And so why would you cancel when you know most of your rides and your passengers in Orlando is going to be and then how many passengers have you did that to? And a lot of these passengers are going to start complaining to you, and they're going to start complaining to Uber about drivers not picking up passengers because their rides are too far for them to be driving. Yes, I know there's traffic in Orlando. I live in South Florida where there's traffic everywhere. You don't think I know about traffic? But you want to sit up here and deny service to me because I'm not going nowhere in Orlando. You got to realize most bus companies and most transportation companies drop their passengers off in Orlando. Only one bus company I know has a Kissimmee stop, and that's Greyhound. Even when you do Brightline or any other Amtrak or any other transportation service, they all have Orlando stops. None of them really stops in Kissimmee. None of them stops in the outskirts of Orlando. None of them stops in Sanford or these other places. You know, so, and these people are staying in these places because that's where they feel comfortable. And then you have the right to, and then you sit up here and refuse a customer because they're not going your way. That's not a legitimate reason. So a lot of people are going to start complaining because I don't think I was the first one he ever did that to. Because I'm quite sure there was passengers that got off on trains and planes and buses and that was going to far destinations in Orlando to the point where he's like, well, I'm not going that far. And I feel like that was like, what was the point? You know? And I just want to know, have y'all ever had any rideshare problems or had any, situations with, rideshare programs? And then when I got here, I had to wait almost an hour and a half for the rooms. I got here after my check-in time because check-in time was at 4. And I got here a little bit after 4:30. And then I didn't check in till almost 6 o'clock. And I was like, I was like, wow, you know. And I get it, because it's the holiday season, and a lot of people are checking in and checking out. But I look at it as if for Star Island, checkout is at 10 o'clock, not 11 like most um, hotels, but at 10 o'clock. You have to 10 until 4 o'clock. That's 6 hours. You have a lot of these buildings. You've seen my previous video of Star Island, and I'm like, they couldn't get the rooms ready in time, and a lot of people had to wait on their on their rooms. And I was like, I'm thinking maybe 10, 15, 20 minute wait. No, I waited like an hour and a half. I'm not faulting Star Island for what they did, because I understand, you have a lot of customers, you have a lot of customers, you have a lot of, people and stuff like that. So, know, I was looking at a message. That you have, it's the holiday season. So, because I've had them say before, the last time that I did a show here, they said, oh yeah, we be booked for months in advance. You gotta book months in advance and everything. So I said, okay, I get it. I get the reason for it. But yes, I am here in Orlando. Um, it may or may not, because I've already did a video at Fun Spot, both Fun Spots. So it's a possibility I'm trying to do a video in the Orlando area via International Drive, because I do want to go and see some of the spots like Icon Park, and a lot of like Ripley's Believe It or Not. I want to go, and even if I don't go inside these places, just to take a walkthrough. So possibility you may be on the lookout for a video in Orlando Park, you know. And just want to recap on 2023 and show you how 2023 was. 2023, as you know, if you have not heard, President Donald Trump has been banned from the election in 2 states. One of them is Colorado. I don't remember the name of the other one because they recently just did it. Colorado did it weeks ago, and now it's another state that has banned him the presidential ballot. Now, my thing is, what do you think about that? Now, the other Republican candidates for president for the presidential seat is speaking out and saying that it's wrong. What I think, I think it's right and wrong. First of all, I think it's right because if you did something in that city and something happened in that city for you, and the city, like what happened with Donald Trump in Georgia when he tried to overturn the election, and what happened in DC when the storming of the state capitol and everything, I would say, yeah, they should have the right to ban you from their election because you tried to overturn the election in their city. And then, but if you're just doing it just to do it because you don't like the man, no. Should he be banned from the election? I don't think so, because he has a right, but there should be a reason behind it, even though they can have given reasons, but no. That's one of the things of the recap of 2023. Another 2023 is there has been some type of new virus that had came out in another country, and they're trying to contain the virus. It's not COVID, but it's a new virus that they're trying to contain because they don't want it to come over here. Because remember, back in 2019, the coronavirus hit China, and they was trying to prevent China from bringing it over here to the U.S., and then they was quarantining everybody in China, and then eventually it got to the U.S. because you had a couple of U.S. citizens who was in China and other countries coming over, bringing the virus over, and then it just started spreading like wildfire. Now, not to say that it's going to happen with this, but a lot of things have been coming into place where, we're not there yet in the normalcy. Everybody feels as if, oh, the coronavirus is going away. We're not in the normalcy. You can still catch the virus. I've been under the weather because the bad weather in South Florida. I got caught in the rain. And I've been in and out of air conditioners and stuff like that. And you're bound to catch it. And a lot of people have been getting sick. Because it's the cold and flu season. And look at it. It's 50 degrees here in Orlando, and I've been out twice. I've been to the store to buy a few snacks, and I've been to get me something to eat, and it's like it's cold, and so I was planning on doing the show on my balcony, but I'm like, oh no, it's real too cold, so I just decided to stay in and say I'll do it here. Now I am planning on going out, but in the daytime to walk, do a tour of Orlando if May. So it's like a lot of these things that I see, and a lot of these things that come about, it gives me to the point where I look at it as if, as human beings, what is our purpose? Just like with Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, and with these rideshare programs, delivery programs, you're out to set to do a job. And regardless if the customer tips you or not, you're supposed to carry out a job regardless. And it's the same way with delivery service. I always tip my delivery drivers because they're bringing my food. I don't necessarily, if my ride is over $10, I don't tip the driver. I actually tipped my driver today because she was a nice driver and she took the time to take me, and it took her a minute to get to my destination. So I actually tipped her a couple of dollars because I felt like, she deserved it. Because if the previous driver would have did his job, he probably would have got a tip too. But there are certain people that I would not tip because I feel like they don't deserve it. I'm like, just like, if you, I don't know if I ever told you the story, and I probably did in one of my previous episodes. I had an incident where an Uber driver was picking me up, and I had food in my hand, and it was raining, and I was struggling to get in because the Uber driver didn't help me, and I had bags in my hand because not only did I have food in my hand, I had grocery bags in my hand. I was trying to get in, and the Uber driver told me, if you mess up the back seat of my car, I'm going to charge you $150. And I immediately, when I got out, I didn't even say goodbye. I got out when I got to my destination, and I reported him, and I said I was in fear for my life because the man actually threatened me with giving me a cleaning bill. And I looked at that and I said, the cleaning bill should be no more than $50, depending on how bad they is. If they spilled some soda on your seat or something like that, and you can wipe it up, that shouldn't cost you $150. Now, if they threw up all over your car and did somewhere, the bill to clean it is like maybe $250, $60. Yes, you should charge them the amount to clean it. Yes, of course. But you shouldn't charge somebody $150 if they spill soda on your floor. Soda on your floor, that dries up. And a floor is a floor. It's not like it's a seat. It's not like it's a leather seat or a leather floor. So it's like, why would you be mean to somebody? And I told Uber, I said I was in danger for my life. I was in danger as I didn't feel safe as a driver. I mean, as a passenger. He didn't put me in danger of by driving in a reckless way, but the way that you talked to me in a very rude way, and I felt danger for my life. And I look at it as if, why do people do these things? And I say a lot of people, and like I told my Uber driver earlier, I say a lot of these people are not people. I know there's people out here that do Uber and Lyft because it's a quick way to make money, and they have a car and they can do it. And a lot of these people do it as a side hustle, when they're not working and they want to make a couple of extra dollars. It's a side hustle. I understand that. But you got to realize, if you cannot communicate with regular people, don't use a job, because Uber and Lyft and rideshare programs is customer service. That's the same as walking up to a person and saying, Hi, welcome to Winn-Dixie. Hi, welcome to Publix. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Can I help you? Or hi, welcome to Burger King or McDonald's. Can I take it? It's the same thing. They jump in your car. Hi, how are you doing? Are you ready to go? Some drivers even ask for your name. Ask if this is your name, such and such, and you know that. So I look at it as if it's customer service. You don't jump in somebody's car. Yeah, you ready? Okay. You know, sometimes I say hi, they don't say hi back. Sometimes they say hi to me before I say hi. I say I'm ready. Say thank you, have a nice day. It's common courtesy. Sometimes I have conversations with my driver. Most times I have conversations with my driver when I go on a longer commute. Every time I come to Orlando and I use Uber and Lyft, I always have conversations with my drivers because majority of my rides here in Orlando and Kissimmee be far rides, except for when I go to Fun Spot Kissimmee, which is right down the street from my room. But majority of my rides, and my ride today, and she was amazing. We talked about everything, between her life and my life, and I was like, it was beautiful. And I say, I'm gonna give her a tip. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, if the Uber driver before would have did his job, he probably would have got a tip. Because I don't normally tip nobody that's over $10. Because 15, 20, $25. Because I know $20+ is what's gonna be my cost. Because this is what I do when I come to Orlando. I have a Lyft and an Uber account. I always put $50 on my Uber and I always put $50 on my Lyft account. And I always go wherever I'm going, I find the best price, lowest price, and then I go with it. Sometimes I go over my budget, which meaning, like today my Uber ride was like 30 something dollars and I have $50 in my Uber, wallet. So I'm like, okay, that only leaves me with a couple of dollars left over, and I look at it as if it's okay if I go over, I go over because I know I'm going to be traveling throughout the time, and I know, it's going to be that. So the question is, how, a few questions. What do you think? Do you think that rideshare drivers and delivery drivers should be nice to customers, should have customer service skills, because I see a lot of these people, they just come out here and they get the job and they don't test them on their customer service skills. They don't test them on how nice they are to the customers and stuff because, and then you literally came up to me today and said, oh, I can't go that way. You were supposed to cancel the ride, not me. And I didn't want to sit there and wait on the driver to cancel because I knew he wasn't gonna do it. I knew he was waiting on me to cancel it so I could. But newsflash, I got that money back and he not getting that money. I don't know if they paid him or not, but I know I got my money back. And I look at it as if that's poor service. Now I want to know: have y'all ever gotten poor service from anybody in rideshare or delivery? Have y'all gotten any, poor service? Let me know, comment at the bottom of this page. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. I also want to know your comments and questions about 2023. Did you think we came out good? Do you think we came out bad? Who you think we're gonna win in this primary election? What you think? What's your thoughts about this election? What's your thoughts about rideshare programs and how you feel about rideshare programs? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? Do you think they need an improvement? Which I think they do need an improvement because everybody needs a background check and they need to go through a test before you get hired. You need to learn how to communicate with people because even my driver told me, she said, I have gum, water, I have essentials for my passengers. There are some people that offer you water. There are some people that offer you a charger to charge your phone, and some people are only going a 5-minute drive. So I look at it as if, why is it that people be rude and mean? I want to know your comments and questions about this. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. Don't forget to comment at the bottom of this page. We are in Orlando. Be on the lookout. I may be doing a video of Orlando. I said I might be doing Orlando walk around stuff. Don't forget to check out my previous videos of Orlando, my video of Star Island Resort, and also my videos of Kissimmee Orlando, Fun Spot Orlando, Fun Spot Kissimmee, and plus Old Town Kissimmee and everything. If you have any question, comments, or concerns, email me. Comment at the bottom of this page. If you want me to discuss a topic, discuss it at the bottom of this. You can email me also or comment at the bottom of this page. If I don't see any of y'all before the New Year's, I love y'all. I thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to click and subscribe. This is the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money. Happy holidays to y'all. I will see you in the next episode, and I will see you in the new year. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.